हिस्ट्री दिल के कान खोल के सुन लो।
From the killing of security personnel to raging protests, Pakistan has been rocked by internal chaos. In a major embarrassment for Pakistan's Army Chief, Field Marshal Asim Munir, a leading politician in Pakistan, has criticized the military's approach and conceded that his country is falling apart. Addressing a public gathering in Pakistan's Punjab province, Jamiat Ulema-e-Islam Chief Fazlur Rehman asserted that the responsibility for defending the country rests with the military and not ordinary citizens. Admitting that the Shehbaz Sharif-led government has lost control of Balochistan, he hinted that Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is leading and, in fact, heading in the same direction. Listen in.
पूरा बलोच इलाका पाकिस्तान के इख्तियार से निकल चुका था। आज भी वहां पर पाकिस्तान हुकूमत की कोई रिट मौजूद नहीं है, लेकिन हम तो बलोच इलाके को रो रहे थे, अब तो पश्तून इलाका भी खून में नहा रहा है। पश्तून इलाके में हमने 2-3 दिन के अंदर 50 से ज्यादा लाशें वसूल की हैं।
In fact, on this occasion, Rehman also accused the military of pushing future generations towards violence. Taking a whale dig at Munir's political meddling, the veteran member of parliament dared the military personnel to retire and contest elections to test the army's popularity on the ground.
आपने अगर सियासत करनी है तो वर्दी उतार कर आइए, इलेक्शन में हिस्सा लीजिए, पता चल जाएगा कि वर्दी वाले को लोग क्या वोट देते हैं। ये आपका इख्तियार है कि आप जिसको चाहेंगे हुकूमत देंगे और जिससे चाहेंगे हुकूमतें छीन लेंगे।
The public criticism of the Pakistan army also coming at a point when Balochistan is on the boil, remember, even as Pakistan continues to jail human rights activists like Mehrang Baloch. The unrest on the ground cannot be understated. Last week itself, the Pakistan military revealed that insurgents abducted and executed 18 police officers after attacking a police post. That's not all. 11 soldiers were killed when their vehicle was ambushed on a highway. As per Pakistan's interior minister, at least 114 militants have been killed across Balochistan in a number of operations conducted thereafter. Meanwhile, Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif sought to deflect the blame. Not surprising. Chairing a meeting attended by Munir and Balochistan Chief Minister last week, he accused the militants of using Afghanistan's territory of launching attacks in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa as well as Balochistan. Pakistan's worsening security situation on the ground is also evident from hard data and what the numbers are showing. According to the South Asia Terrorism Portal, Pakistan has already witnessed 650 incidents of killing in 2026 so far. 487 civilians, 730 security personnel have lost their lives. On the other hand, close to 1,200 militants have been killed. Apart from its own backyard, the unrest in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir is almost on the point of no return. The situation has been worsening. A new slogan, in fact, emphasizing that Pakistan-occupied Kashmir will not become another province of Pakistan as such, is resonating throughout the illegal occupied Indian territory. Thousands of supporters of civil society group Joint Awami Action Committee or JAAC have been on a sit-in at the Eidgah ground since the 9th of June. We've been telling you about this. The protests were originally ignited by a ban on JAC, which basically put forth 38 demands, including the abolition of 12 seats in the so-called Legislative Assembly there, which are dominated by Pakistanis. Over the weekend, fresh violence was reported in POK's Bagh Arja Jandala area. As per reports, security personnel opened fire on peaceful protesters as demonstrations continued over demands for basic rights, economic relief, and political freedom. In yet another challenge for the Munir-led forces, JAC has now declared that it would stage a long march towards Muzaffarabad on the 15th of July and appealed to the general public as well to participate in full force. With the ongoing conflict with Afghanistan, Munir's disdain for any dialogue with opposition and civil society forces, it seems, within Pakistan, also in POK, it's amply clear that the internal turmoil in Pakistan is unlikely to settle down anytime soon. Let's now take a quick look at some of the top global headlines at this hour, taking you around the world in 120 seconds. Take a look.
Investigators combed through the wreckage of a huge fire at a Bangkok bar that killed at least 28 people as relatives began the grim task of identifying the dead. Over 70 people were injured following the blaze on Sunday evening on the outskirts of the Thai capital, the country's worst such incident for almost 2 decades. Flames ripped through a bar and restaurant and burst out of the entrance, sending people fleeing, several with their clothing burned or ablaze. Footage aired by Chinese state television CCTV showed the dramatic rescue of a woman stranded in floodwaters in Quancheng County in Hebei province. This after heavy rains from Typhoon Bavi turned a road into a dangerous channel of fast-moving water. The floods came after Typhoon Bavi, the most powerful storm to strike mainland China this year, brought heavy rain to the eastern coast and violent winds to the area's densely populated cities, testing the country's ability to cope with extreme weather. A wildfire tore through a historic forest near Paris, forcing highway closures and mobilizing water-bombing aircraft as a relentless heat wave scorched much of Western Europe. Drone views above Milly-la-Forêt, 67 kilometers south of Paris, showed smoke rising above a forest not far from houses. Western Europe is enduring its third heat wave of the summer, with tinder-dry vegetation and high temperatures fueling blazes from the Iberian Peninsula to France. Most scientists say the fires are driven by climate change. French President Emmanuel Macron met with his Ukrainian counterpart Volodymyr Zelensky in Paris, as leaders of the Coalition of the Willing for Ukraine are set to hold talks in the French capital. Ukraine will present its anti-ballistic program to European allies during the meetings in Paris, as Ukraine seeks to protect its vulnerable skies from Russian missile strikes. Western allies are seeking to secure more air defense commitments for Ukraine during the talks, as shortages have left it increasingly exposed to Russian ballistic missiles, despite recent shifts in momentum on the battlefield. According to an internal memo seen by AFP, Volkswagen's boss has told employees a further 50,000 jobs could go at the struggling auto giant. Confirming reports, the group is targeting 100,000 cuts worldwide. Europe's largest car maker has come under intense pressure from US tariffs, slimmer profit margins from electric cars, and above all, intense competition in China, the world's largest auto market.
An Indian-origin businessman is set to make one of the biggest bets in sports history, global sport history. Venture capitalist Vinod Khosla is poised to acquire the National Football League's Seattle Seahawks in a record-breaking deal. Let's break it down. The agreement, which was finalized last week, values the Seattle Seahawks at approximately $9.6 billion, making it the most expensive franchise sale in NFL history. The deal has been struck between the estate of Paul G. Allen, which has owned the team since 1997, and an ownership group led by the Khosla family. While the franchise did not officially disclose financial details, multiple reports pegged the final transaction value at $9.6 billion. Following the completion of the sale, in fact, the Khosla family will reportedly assume controlling ownership of the team. The transaction is expected to go through standard league approvals, a routine but critical step for ownership changes in the NFL. Vinod Khosla is a prominent figure in Silicon Valley and one of the most influential venture capitalists globally. Born in India, Khosla co-founded Sun Microsystems, a company that played a key role in shaping modern computing infrastructure. And he later went on to establish Khosla Ventures, a venture capital firm known for backing high-impact technology startups. With an estimated net worth of $13.7 billion, Khosla has built a reputation for investing in transformative ideas across sectors like clean energy, artificial intelligence, and also healthcare. And his entry into professional sports ownership, marking a significant diversification from his core technology-focused investments. The acquisition also highlighting a broader shift in global sports ownership patterns, where deep-pocketed investors are increasingly viewing sports franchises as both cultural assets and also long-term financial investments. NFL teams in particular have seen soaring valuations driven by a limited supply of franchises. As institutional and private capital continues to flow into sports, transactions like this one reinforce the idea that top-tier franchises are no longer just teams, they are premium global assets. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.